everybody. Today we are going to study about time domain analysis of discrete time systems. So this is your difference equation. Okay, this is your difference equation which can be represented this way. Okay, there are several ways of solving it. One is to directly solve it, or we can even use the linear properties to solve it. So today we are going to consider one of the procedures. So what we are going to do is we are going to break the solution into two parts. What are the two parts? One is called natural response and the other is called forced response. Okay. What is natural response? Natural response is when we have our input is equal to 0, then whatever response we get, it's called natural response. It basically depends on initial conditions of the system. And we can also call the solution that we obtain as homogeneous solution. Okay, it's also called homogeneous solution, or you can say a zero input response. Okay, then next is forced response. What is forced response? So here we have a certain input, but for this we consider initial conditions to be equal to 0. Okay, where it was not initial natural response, initial condition was not equal to 0, and in forced response, initial conditions, we consider it 0. And over here, whatever solution we get, we normally call it particular solution. Particular plus homogeneous, whatever solution you get will be our forced solution. Okay. So these are the two kind of responses that we are going to get. Okay. So first we will discuss about natural response or zero input response. Okay. So in zero input response, what we have to do is just make this our input 0. Okay. So what will we get? We will get k is equal to 0 to n a of k y. Just this equation will be equal to 0. Yes. This is our equation. Okay. Now this equation will have several solutions. Okay. Depending on the solutions, we are going to determine what our output will be. Okay. We can either get distinct root. We can either get distinct roots. That is lambda 1 and lambda 2 will all be distinct from one another, and or we can also get repeated roots. Repeated roots would be say lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2 is equal to lambda 3 is equal to lambda 5 m. Okay, this can be our solution. Okay, so or it can also be complex roots. Complex roots would be lambda and lambda conjugate. Okay. So going further, let's discuss a problem now. Okay. Straight to the problem so that we understand the concept clearly right away. Okay. So this is our problem. Y of n minus 1.5 y of n minus 1 plus 0.5 into y of n minus 2 is equal to x of n. Okay, and over here y of minus 1 would be equal to 1 and y of minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is our problem and we need to take out the natural response of this system. Okay. So how are we going to do it? Let's see. Let's see how are we going to do it. See, first of all, this is our problem. First of all, since we are considering the natural response, like I told you in the beginning, that a natural response input to the system will be considered 0. So x of n, which is given in the question, we are going to set it to 0. Okay, we are going to set it to 0, and in this way, we are going to find out our homogeneous solution. X of n, we are going to set it to 0. And what we got to find out? Homogeneous solution. y h of n. So we're going to consider it, say lambda to the power n. Okay, this is our solution, for example, let's say. Okay, so if you put it in the equation, what are you going to get? Y of n will be lambda n minus 1.5 n minus 1. So it is lambda to the power n minus 1 plus 0.5 into lambda to the power n minus 2. It will be equal to, like we have already considered, it's equal to 0. So it's equal to 0. So if we solve it, it's very easy to solve it. Basically, we can multiply the whole thing. Basically, what we can do is just try and eliminate this n quantity that is here. So we can do so very simply. Say, let's divide the entire equation by lambda to the power n minus 2. Okay, this way n will be eliminated. So what we are going to get? We are going to get lambda square minus 1.5 lambda plus 0.5 is equal to 0. This very simple differential equation that we have got. So we can easily solve it. We can say it's minus lambda minus 0.5 lambda plus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, so lambda is common, as we can see, and 0.5 is common over here. So we get this equation, lambda minus 0.5 into lambda minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, alright. So here what we got, lambda's value is lambda is equal to 0.5 and 1. So like we had discussed earlier, there can be several cases like distinct roots, repeated roots, complex roots. Over here what we got is distinct roots. Okay, so we've got distinct roots over here because lambda 1 and lambda 2 are two separate values. Okay, so what will be our homogeneous solution? This is something which we have also studied in maths. So you should be clear about this. C1 into 0.5 to the power n plus C2 to the C2 into 1 to the power n. Okay. So now how are we going to find out the C1 and C2? We are going to find it out by using our initial conditions. What was our initial conditions? In the question it was given y of minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, and y of minus 2 was equal to 0. So if we just put it over here in this equation, n is equal to 1, then we are going to get C1 into 0.5 to the power 1 plus C2 into 1 to the power 1. Okay, which is, this is 0.5, this is 1. Okay, and to the power, now we're going to put n is equal to minus 2 in our equation. Okay, this was minus 1, n was minus 1, so we're going to do minus 1. Okay, to the power minus 1. So 0.5 to the power minus 1 is 2. So it's 2c1 plus c2. Okay, so now we're going to put n is equal to minus 2. So it's 0.5 to the power minus 2 plus c2 into 1 to the power minus 2. 1 to the power anything is 1 only. Okay, 0.5 to the power minus 2 is 4. 4 into c1 plus c2. Okay, so these are the two equations that we have got. We're going to just solve it. The two linear equations, we can easily solve it and get our c1 and c2. Okay, 2c1 plus c2 is equal to 1. 4c1 plus c2 is equal to 0. Okay, from here what do we get? We just have to place this equation c2 value from 1 and put it in the other equation, and then we are going to plainly get our value, which would be c1 we will get 2 and c2 we will get minus half or minus 0.5. So our final answer will be y of n is equal to 2 into what was our equation. If we look back, our lambda was 0.5 and 1. Okay, 0.5 and 1, and our equation that we had got is this. So this is our equation, and we have to place C1 and C2 value in this equation itself. Okay, so C1 is 2, so 2 into 0.5 to the power 0.5 to the power n, and C2 is C2 is how much we got? Minus half. So it's minus half into 1 to the power n. Alright. Let's just check our equations once again. C2 will be... wait. Let's just check and not solve it so directly. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so basically C2 is equal to minus 4C1 from this equation. Okay, and if you just put the value of C2 over here, 2C1 minus 4C1 is equal to 1, which gives us minus 2C1 is equal to 1 is equal to C1 will be equal to minus half. Okay, so we got C1 is equal to minus half. And what is C2? If we put it in this equation, C2 will be equal to minus 4 into C1, which is this. Okay, so it is equal to 2. So C1 is minus half and C2 is 2. Okay, the same that we had got. Okay, so C1, if you just put it there, C1 is minus half whole to the power then into half to the power n. Okay, it is basically half to the power n plus 2 into 1 to the power n. Okay, 1 to the power n. This is our solution. Okay, this is our final solution. Okay, and we are so this is our final solution, and we multiply the step response with it, because we are considering for n greater than equal to 0. Okay, so this is our final response. Okay, so we studied about natural response of the system this time. If you have got any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. I'll try to reply to those, and if you have got any additional doubts apart from what I've taught, that also you can ask regarding signals and systems. That also I'll try to solve or create a new video for that. Thank you so much.